How do folks, it's Tony here. I want to talk to you about waking people up. Now, I've made a lot of mistakes and also I've had a lot of success in waking people up, but I want to reframe that word into inspiring people, which is what it comes down to. Now, we all know that the world needs a lot more peace and a lot more balance. So really, if you're watching this video, you're going to be an agent of peace and balance. So you've probably realised that you're living in an insane asylum. And if you've watched the film One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest with the character R.P. McMurphy, who's one of my heroes, Jack Nicholson, the way that he works within that insane asylum, the way that he captivates people, the way that he captivates their hearts, he enchants them. He uses his personality, he makes them laugh, he challenges them. He doesn't come across as clever, he's got a childlike quality. And that is the most important thing to remember, is that you've got to connect with people. You've got to connect with people here, in the heart, to bring them along with you, to encourage them to come onto this path, the spiritual path, or whatever you want to call it. Now, when it comes to captivating people, it's all about inner wealth, inner health. If you're in a state of anxiety, if your emotions are out of sync, if you're prone to moods, if you're dogmatic, judgmental, if you're out of shape, people probably won't want to connect with you, they won't want to listen to you, especially if you're pointing the finger at people, etc. It comes from within, yeah? So get your cues sorted out, your emotional health, yeah? That enables you to empathise with people, to realise the fact that they might be out of whack themselves and they might need a helping hand, or they might need a bit of understanding. Intellectual stuff, know what you're talking about, yeah? Get your message clear, concise and simple to people. Encourage people to ask questions and not give them your opinion, yeah? Physical, you know, get yourself outside, connect with nature. You know, that is going to enable you to be more alive. Yeah, your cup has got to be full. It's got to be flowing over. Then you can act as a vortex, and the people will come to you, and the situations will then come to you to enable you then, as an agent of change and balance, to affect them. Okay. Now, big mistake for a lot of people who were trying to wake people up. I made this mistake. I realised the world was a freak show, and I was like, do you know this is happening? Do you know that's happening? Do you know the banking? Do you know this? And I was a man possessed, and I'm obsessed, and I was acting from a place of fear to try to wake people up, to say, look at what's going on. And people did not want to know at all. It scared the shit out of people. Most people do live in a nice little bubble. They are scared. They are living in denial about many things. And the minute that someone starts talking about it, that raving lunatic or that fringe lunatic, they will walk away. So you've got to try to hook them in another way, by inspiring them, by connecting with them, by all the different ways that we've discussed. But ultimately, what you must be aware of is, if you've stepped on that path of change and to try to be a tool to humanity and balance, you're going through massive transformation, yeah? So you're likely to have peaks and troughs and be very vulnerable. So make sure that you give yourself enough space and time to really sort your shit out, you know, enable, you know, to say no when you have to, but you're vulnerable, yeah? And because of that, you need to reach out. You need to reach out to your soul family, your spirit family, the people on a like-minded journey. Now, if that's not your wife and your children who you love dearly and who you have a responsibility to, then perhaps you need to find some new friends or do some new activities to enable you to feed your soul and feed their souls and talk about issues. For me, I found that through doing events with musicians and artists, through my Reiki, through my spiritual practice. So I've got those people who I can share my experiences with and feel good, and who can charge me up. And who, you know, so it's better to hunt in packs than to be alone, yeah? And that's a strong message, that, because a lot of people on the path do have a tendency to isolate themselves, renounce society and walk away and create a barrier around themselves. So lastly, yeah? It's about sitting pretty and realising that you've got contradictions within yourself, yeah? You've got the priest and you've got the warrior, yeah? And you need to meld those two energies together, and I tell you what, it's some doing, yeah? Because we need warriors on this planet right now to speak the truth, to take the cause and to bring about these changes, but we also need the priests, the true priests, the ones who understand natural law, the ones who understand family and community and sensitivity, yeah? So bringing these energies together is quite a task. So it requires a lot of inner work, yeah? So be aware of what you're projecting outside to other people and focus your attention into the inner dimension, yeah? It's about alchemy, bringing those energies together, using your aggression, using your frustration, yeah, in a particular way, which is skilled, which is developing the master aptitude, yeah? So it's all those things coming to one, where you sat there, people can see that you've been on a journey, you can see that you're open to help, but at the same time, you've got your protective shield there, with all your little badges on to show just how far you've gone, and also people are willing to take a risk to follow you, and you're not somebody who's like completely they cannot relate to. So it all starts and ends living from the heart. Okay guys, thanks for your time, speak soon.